there. I have a 2 versus 2 on ISIS for you today. This is actually a really high ranking game. One of the highest that I've had in a very long time. On the right hand side, we have Zlo and Blodier versus Sentence, and that is Centos on the left hand side. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and guess that Sentence might be Galactic Fear, because that is one of two 2500 players that I know, and Galactic Fear is all about Sentence. And then Centos, I have no idea. That is a mystery to me. Probably should have looked at the name, but I did not. Alrighty, everybody knows Fields of Isis. It's been around for, 7 years now? There is Reclaim in the center. Pretty standard build orders and a fairly well-established meta on this map. I'm going to go ahead and bump the speed up, and we're going to see where this game takes us. Hopefully, we will see some good strategies that we can use against other players. When you have this high of a level of play, it may not be a spectacular game, but you can get a lot of solid basics out of it. Alright, we're going to see Blodier's comm moving towards the front, as well as Centos' comm. I don't see any air yet. There is second land going up for 3 players and an air factory coming up for Blodier. And this cheeky little mech marine right here is going to circumvent both ACUs and manage to make it all the way back in the base. Well done, little buddy. I don't think I've ever seen that pulled off on ISIS before. He is going to run around, epic dodging skills, escape, head south, and get clean out to the back of the base. 2 kills and 14 health left on that thing. My goodness, that is a hero if there ever was one. There's another mech marine coming out. Unfortunately, with 14 health, I don't think there's any amount of micro that you can do that will save you from certain doom. Alright. Getting a little too excited. What? Really? Oh, there it goes. So sad. And Aurora popped it, ended its epic life. That was depressing. Alright. The mass in the center has been claimed. Let's go ahead and slow this down a bit and take a look. Centos is sitting on 3,200 versus 3,000 for Blodier. That is a slight advantage over here, but Blodier has been producing Tech 1 bombers, and he's been busy popping out this Tech 2. I thought I saw a Tech 2 land factory just a second ago. I did not. I was seeing double on the mantises. I do apologize for that. People, Sentence picked up just over 3,000 reclaim, and Zlo 3,900. The definitive winner of the reclaim war is the right side team. Confusing my left and right there. It has been a long day, folks. Alrighty, gonna jump back into the observer's perspective. Centos is currently leading the pack on eco, although Zlo is overtaking him thanks to handy dandy reclaim. Seeing a good amount of spam here. Zlo putting the pressure on Sentence, but that is going to fail. When you have the strikers versus a pack of Auroras, that is pretty much what you want to do. You want to be aggressive. If you can get in range of the Auroras, the strikers will win hands down 100% of the time. Now this is actually a little bit of a hairy situation. Zlo does not have the does not have the gun upgrade yet. That means that the Auroras can kite his ACU, which is a potential deal breaker if you want to live. This is a good idea, though. As long as you can protect this Tech 1 point defense, Tech 1 point defenses slaughter. Slaughter Auroras, no problem. Looks like Blodier has taken the tech option. He does have his Tech 2 land factory up, and he is making point defense. However, that position is not going to hold. Santos is breaking through. That is a gun commander. Major problems for Bloodier. He does not have gun or any other upgrades and is very lacking on units to back him up. Centus, on the other hand, has plenty of units, including Tech 2 tanks and a gun comm. The only thing that the right-hand team has going for them is the fact that they do have air control and a Tech 2 air factory. Zlo is spamming up gunships as fast as he can get them. We may see an attempted ACU snipe here. I am not 100% certain. Zlo playing the turtle. He has gotten a Tech 2 engineer up to the front, built a TAC defense, built a Tech 2 point defense, and then walled off the gap so that he can slaughter the Auroras at will. Those gunships are going to come in and lay waste to the base. Epic amounts of firepower coming down on those Tech 2 mass extractors, but alas, the Tech 1 point defense is coming online. Interceptors retreating, and those gunships are going to try to take down one last target before they die to those interceptors. And they will not make it. Tech 2 flak is coming out. Slow, after putting the pressure on his opponent here, he has sent a pretty good number of pillars down to the southern side. That is going to help out Bloodier tremendously. Alrighty, what are you guys going to come up with next? We do have a Tech 2 point defense here. I'm going to make this comment. I know, you always hear me say don't build Tech 2 point defense, but if you have to build Tech 2 point defense, ooh, that is nasty. Rushing T3 land at 14 minutes and pushing out Tech 3 mobile artillery. That is going to put a hurting on this position here. 3 out already with a shield to accompany it, and the Harbinger spam has begun. Sentence is very severely minus mass, but he is doing some good reclaiming. And probably if he can secure this position, the reclaim that he will get from it will sustain his push. Alright, as I was saying, if you're going to build Tech 2 point defense, this is the way that you do it. You build one in the gap with a clear line of fire in every direction that can be approached by units, and then you surround your point defense with your own units to prevent units pushing in. The point defense is point defense. It defends 1 point on the map, so it can give your units an advantage that are in proximity to the point defense, but you do not want to make a massive fire base because units will overwhelm it, I guarantee you. Bloodier has also pushed Tech 3 land. He is throwing up his own barrage of Tech 3 mobile artillery. And these guys are in a little bit of trouble now. There are 4 Harbingers coming in. That is still going to be able to be overcome by an ACU with overcharge. A brick has been turned out by Bloodier, and that Tech 3 artillery is going to rain fire and brimstone down on those units, and they will be forced into a retreat. Got a Tech 3 power up for Bloodier. He is... The guys on the southern team are overproducing power. I am sensing a Tech 3 air push. There it is. While Sentence and Sentos are far ahead on eco. Sentence especially, 194 mass income, Sentos with 170. And we're seeing Tech 3 mobile artillery all over the place. I was commenting a couple of games ago how it seems like every game that I watch, there's this massive mobile missile launcher spam. Well, these guys completely skipped the mobile missile launchers. I don't think I saw a single one. They dove straight into T3 and started pushing these mobile artillery. And there is not much good a fire base can do you under fire from demolishers. I'm going to pop through the players here and see Sentence sitting on 19,000 reclaims, Sentos on 16.6, Bloatier on a puny 8 grand, and Zlo trailing behind these two guys still at 15,000, although not by much. I see Continentals, no units on them. I am thinking that that was a mistake on... Yeah, I'm thinking that was a mistake in Micro, letting them sit still too long. But the anti-air is fantastic on Continentals, and they do have that shield, which in this patch, if I'm not mistaken, this patch was supposed to have fixed, or it is going to fix the Continental shield problems, although I'm not sure if that has been done yet. And all of those units are going to go poof. That group of flak right there was able to take down the Continental. And shields are back online. We do have Percival spam out for Zlo. There are... Yes, there is a UEF on both teams. So Percy spam to the max. Bloatier says that he has a nuke. He has a nuke built. That is why he was going for the early power spam. And it is a quarter built that has been scouted. Sentos is rushing strategic defense as fast as he possibly can. And there is a strategic defense finished here for Sentence. So we'll just have to see which one loads first. They need to put some heavy assistance on that nuke and keep a good balanced eco. You cannot bottom out while you're building a nuke, or it will not build fast enough. If they can get that built in a reasonable amount of time, I don't think that there is any way that these guys can get a nuke defense loaded before the strat launcher is loaded. They're looking at about a third on those and a little over half on the launcher loading. Bloatier is hanging on by the skin of his teeth, and honestly I think he would lose a confrontation with Sentos at this point if Sentos decided to push. Oh man, wow, that is the advantage of the area of effect on the Trebuchet, able to take out several of the opponent's Tech 3 mobile artillery in one shot. Beautiful hit. And then laying down the damage on these Percivals, softening them up so the bricks will be able to prevail. Sentos is going to retreat. Air control is firmly in the grip of the right side team. Both Bloatier and Zlo have an impressive amount of ASF, and the Percy spam is strong with Zlo. Looks like he's sitting on about 20 of them, if I'm not completely mistaken. And a megalith going up for Bloatier. That megalith, I think, was a mistake. If he could have kept his eco balanced better so that nuke built faster, I think that he would have actually been able to land a nuke before these guys got their defenses loaded. But both of them are loaded now, so it is a moot point. There is not nuke defense on the front, but really these are not worthy targets. Launching Caddy Corner, I don't think they can clear this defense. The SACU spam has begun for the left side team. Sentence has a Quantum Gateway, which I don't think either player on the right side has. I'm actually surprised. Usually when you see UEF, you eventually see Rambo comms because the SACUs are amazing, but apparently not this game. That megalith is going to be able to put a substantial amount of pressure on this base if it moves up. He does not need to stand still though, because that arty fire raining down is going to hurt him quite a bit. There is a fat boy online for Sentos though. That is going to be a difficult problem to take care of. And here is the dilemma. Do you spend your strat bombers on the Fat Boy and use the Megalith to kill the guy? Or do you use your strat bombers on the nuke defense and use the nuke to kill the guy? I don't know what the answer to that question is, but I do know that that Megalith is going to lose to that Fat Boy with that kiting. Nuke coming out, just barely hit by the defense up here. That hurts. That would have cost them the Fat Boy and all of these units, and that Megalith would have been able to pound directly into the base unopposed. That probably would have been game. I hate to say it, but Bloatier, that was a little tiny bit of a fail. I would have gone in with the strats and killed either the Fat Boy or the nuke defense if you could. That is a lot of Harbingers. Megalith is going to go down to the Fat Boy, and the Percivals are going to retreat. So many Harbingers. And the firing begins from these Percivals. They can kite the Harbingers for a long time, but there is a lot of mass tied up in these Harbies. They are actually past the mass equivalency for those Percivals, and they're going to break and retreat, but a second group of Percivals is going to come up from the south and kill off every single one of them. Some new recruits are coming to the front that they are going to have to retreat as well. Before the might of the Percival, we do have an air engagement down here trying to drop some Percies inside range of that Fat Boy, but it looks like the transport got hit, and those did not make contact with the ground. However, the Strat Bombers were able to deal with the problem, and the ASF cover was able to keep them alive, so they are going to live to take down another target. That is an awesome turn of events for the right side team. I see some engineers come down. Whole lot of reclaim available on the south side. And the strength of the Harbies showing through as those things double down on the reclaim for that Megalith, trying to suck it up before the right team can get to it. Alright, about 50% on another nuke. Sentence is still eco-whoring like a madman. He has a Galactic Colossus and 366 mass income. Bloatier is pretty well balanced on his eco, actually. That's some impressive finagling with that system. He is floating in the center of both storages, fluctuating power, fluctuating mass, and never stalling in either. Well done, my good sir. That is a Skathis. Bloatier has scraped together enough mass to get a Skathis up on Isis, which on this tiny, tiny little map, you can see the range on that thing. He is targeting power generators, which are adjacent to valuable targets. He's going to use the explosive damage from those to deal major damage to the rest of the base, with the added bonus of when your opponent loses all of his power, he can't build anything, so it's a win-win for everybody. Also, if you snipe the power first, the shields go down. I mean, you can't lose in this situation. You got a GC making a mad dash for the front here, but there are actually, I want to see how many Percivals this is, because that is a massive Percival spam. 35 Percivals versus a GC accompanied by broadswords. There is no chance for that GC. Did it even kill a single one? Maybe one or two. And it goes down. Bloatier is asking about antis. He does have a nuke loaded. That is a teleport SACU. Trying to take out that Skathis, but it failed. However, he did take out the nuke defense. Does the left side team have a nuke? I don't think so. Many Continentals. That is a lot of Continentals. Are getting loaded with Percivals. And Sentence has quite the substantial amount of ASF, possibly more than Zlo has. Although Zlo does have a lot of strap bombers as well. Those Percys are going to make their way across, and I imagine we're going to see an attempt at a Skathis snipe. Nukes ahoy! It is headed for the left side over here. There is no nuke defense. So we're going to see a nuke on the top side and a Percy push on the bottom. Kaboom! And poof goes the base. And then Percival's. There is a Soul Ripper over here, but a Soul Ripper is no match for the might of the Percy. Plugging away, killing P-Gens. I mean, just obliterating the shields. The Skathis is going to go down, continuing to march up into the base. Bricks dying. The Bug, I think, yes, has gone down to ASF. There's still 7-8 Percivals left here. Bricks desperately scrambling to get to the south side and deal with those Percivals. The broadswords coming in as well, but the damage is done. A good 2/3 of Bloatier's base has gone up in flames. The Skathis is dead. The nuke defense is dead. A lot of the units are dead. We're going to see another Strat Rush come through and deal with other things, but that nuke launcher has survived by just a hair thanks to veterancy. Another Strat Bomber coming in, bomb away, and boom. No more nuke. The left team has nothing to worry about in that regard. However, there is a double Fat Boy and about 30 Percivals along with a handful of bricks available to the right side team. This is a humongous Tech 3 spam with the firepower to back it up from the rear. So many units and so much going on here. The eco is very impressive. Even after losing most of his base, Bloatier is still pulling in 134 and Sentence pulling in 300 plus after taking a nuke. Very impressive work, you guys. Always a pleasure to see the higher rated players. It's amazing what can be done in this game if you apply yourself. And the Continental spam continues. Bonus trivia fact, Continentals are kind of like UEF restorers. They actually have decent ground damage and fantastic anti-air. Plus they have that recharging shield. Continentals can no longer cover each other in shields, so you can't create an impenetrable shield bubble like you could before in previous patches, but they are still a decently strong unit for combat purposes. You can see that as they rain fire down from the heavens, actually managing to deal with a few ASF and not taking one or two losses there. Tech 3 point defense spam is going to keep away the flag, and this Fat Boy needs to be careful. We have a third Fat Boy and a Monkey Lord. That is an incredibly good combination. You go front with the Monkey Lord while the Fat Boys are dealing damage from the rear, and it will prevent a direct fire T4 from coming in and killing your Fat Boys in close range. There is a single Fat Boy out for Centos. However, those three are going to push forward. Monkey Lord taking point. That is a very impressive Tech 2 artillery base there. That is just about the only way to effectively deal with Fat Boys that are bombarding you from a distance. Dealt with one, and the second one is going to go down. Well done, Sentence. Way to go dealing with that push. I was wondering how that was going to turn out. Your options versus a Fat Boy are more Fat Boys, units getting within reach to kill the Fat Boy, or Tech 2 artillery / tac launchers if you have really good manual aim. That was a very, very good decision on Sentence part to begin that Tech 2 artillery spam. He has started it in the center. It is going to be able to cover both sides of that gap. Bloateer has decided against building another Skaithus. He is instead turning out a Megalith and a Monkey. Although he is building a fairly large forward shield section, and he has a Skaithus queued surrounded by Tech 1 point defense. That is going to be able to reach far back into these bases, probably all the way back. If they can get that built, and I'm sure they can because there is so much reclaim scattered around this map, that will be a game ender as long as they can protect it. Seeing huge scores posted here. Zlo and Sentence in the 1.6 million range. That is some of the highest I've ever seen on this map. And then Centos at 1.3 and Bloateer at 947k. We're going to pop through once again and look at the eco numbers. Sentence pulling in 70,000 reclaim plus Zlo 166,000. Zlo blowing the reclaim meter out of the water. Centos pulling in a pretty impressive 135,000, and Bloateer sitting on 132,000. Sentence is actually the big loser on this one. About half of the next player's reclaim income. Zlo saying he is making, oh, TML snipe attempted. Zlo saying he is making 24,000 extra power. It is time to make mass fabricators, my friend. I can't believe this. Fields of Isis, and we have reached 500 mass income for Sentence. That is an insane amount of SACU RAS spam. I am sure that it exists. There's SACUs up here, and I am positive that they have the RAS upgrade. That is the only way to get that much mass income. He does have full caps with mass fabricators, eking every bit of mass income out of the space that he has, that he can. Percival swarming the southern side. There are two Fat Boys coming in versus two Fat Boys over here. There is a Soul Ripper building. A Skaithus has been finished and is going to lay down some cover fire on that. That is what this game is all about right there. Massive, epic land battles. Units marching together, flames, lasers. I cannot describe the epicness here with the correct words. My vocabulary is failing me. That is exactly what all of us love about Supreme Commander. The scale is beautiful. Alright, having effectively demolished Centos' push down here, Skaithus fire is going to be redirected onto the bases of these players. And it looks like it is time for a counter push. Still some Percivals left over. Plenty of Fat Boys to mess with. They're only versus one. But it looks like the left side team is still in control of the air by a fairly wide margin. I'm actually kind of surprised that this Continental spam has reached this point. There are a lot, and I mean a lot. Holy cow. Tech 2 artillery fire. It was like 10 Tech 2 artillery shots to kill one T1 Land Scout. That thing has been wiped off the map. No hope of survival. Looks like the Fat Boys are going to be played defensively. They're going to let the Skaithus take care of the bases here. Strap bombers and broadswords covering the flanks. Have a Soul Ripper out that as of yet has not been put to use. And there is an ACU nuke. Skaithus fire raining down upon him. Guys saying no 1 hour games. It is 59-47, 8, 9. Oh, getting some slowdown here. All right, replay over at 59-56. Good game all the way around. That was a fun one to watch. Purely epic game. Alrighty, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this cast. Thank you so much for watching and the support that you've given me on this channel. I'm about to flip over my second video with 1,000 views. I'm turning over 1,000 views a day, pushing up on 650 subscribers. I never thought that it would get this far in just 2 months. The FAF community is fantastic, and all of you guys that tune in every time are great. Again, thank you. And that is going to wrap it up for me today. I will see you guys next time.